Hi, Brad Ward here with Ward's Auctions and Bud Haynes Auctions. We're like actually almost 3 weeks away from the auction yet, so this is really preliminary. Just the way that the month is coming together, we're doing the video early. So what does that mean to you? It means we can't show you the miscellaneous because we just can't set it up because we're all actually set up in the main room for a sale that's happening a week before the firearms sale. And that sale, if you haven't already seen on the website yet, is a tire sale, Tirecraft and Napa store clear out. So there's tires, there's automotive parts, there's lubricants, there's equipment and whatever. So make sure you've had a look at the website for that one. That one's on the 13th. Right now we're talking about the 19th of August, and that's a firearm sale with ourselves, Ward's Auctions and Bud Haynes Auctions out of Red Deer. Now, that sale will start at I think 9 o'clock in the morning, if I'm not mistaken, or 10 o'clock in the morning. It'll be early anyhow. Look at the website, wardsauctions.com. The sale is in Edmonton, Alberta, 11802 145th Street. I say that because a lot of people still think that there's sales in Red Deer, sales in Edmonton. No, we work together as a team, as two teams coming together, Haynes and Wards, and we put one sale together, and it's in Edmonton. Our office is 780-451-4549. Don't be afraid to call and ask. Now, what's going to happen after we shoot this video? This is all just precariously put out. Everything's not even in their little fancy stands, just laying down as far as the handguns go, because it's all going to go back away into the vault until viewing day. Now, what will happen though? We're going to be adding to this sale. So even though you're seeing this sale now, this video, and by the time you're seeing it, there's probably a catalog on the website, probably says draft on it. Don't print it if it says draft on the front. Wait till it says nothing on the front, essentially, and that way you know it's essentially the final catalog, or at least within reasonable margins. Because we're still cataloging. There's a bunch of stuff that came in the sale in the mail today. We'll grab a couple of close-ups of those as we go along, and we're still going to be taking items in. As I said, I think we're on August 1st right now when we're videoing, and the sale's not till the 19th. So that's a long ways away, and we'll still be taking items in. I think we're at about 600 lots now, so it's going to grow. We can't talk about it all. You guys already know that, but there are some great pieces, antique pieces. They're labeled. There's prohib pieces. Make sure you look at your license. And those of you that are newbies, don't be afraid to ask, because even the experienced guys, be it us dealers or other collectors, you know, the feds change the rules so often, we can't keep up to what's going on. So don't be afraid to say, I'm new, I don't understand, what's restricted, what's antique, what's prohib 12.6, what's prohib 12.5, etc. The unfortunate thing to realize is that if it says prohib and you don't know what it means, you can't have it. That's going to be pretty much the long and the short of that. But don't be afraid to ask questions. People walk in and they think, you know, they're intimidated by the whole process, and you know, maybe it's their first time at a gun sale or something, getting new into firearms, shooting, collecting, etc., and they don't want to look like they're the fool. Don't worry about it. We're all fools. We're all fools together. So there's a great selection of specifically Stevens pieces, and this is one of them. We're used to seeing the one type that I'm going to show you, but there's other types. There's this little hinge brake one here that drops down. There's great antique pieces. Some of them have great mechanisms on it. Everything is photographed and well described on the website. Jim Bagley and Linda Bagley do a great job of cataloging everything. We do the tech, they do the descriptions. But look at some of the wonderful pieces in these cases. A lot of 12.6 prohib stuff, unfortunately, for those of you that have the license, and you can just lord that over the many that don't have the 12.6 license. There's two GP100s as an example. This one is a a restricted version, 152 millimeters and 357 Magnum. There's also in the cabinet, there's a 12.6 version of it. So, you know, for the new guys, they can get a restricted license. Some can own it and some can't. These cases, these SIG cases, we just grabbed it. I just opened one real fast. They're not empty cases. We're not just playing plastic here. These all have a nice SIG semi-automatic in them. This one's out of that top box. There's a Glock down there. There's Mausers. Look at the cone handle with the stock. There is, again, lots of prohib 12.6 pieces, but there's also, on the other end of the spectrum, there is antique pieces. There's a little Stevens 22. This is a very shootable little little piece here on the little 22 single shot hinge brake Stevens. That's just adorable, and it's restricted. I don't think you can say adorable in a gun sale. It's very manly. Inside here, you're going to see semi-autos. You're going to see antique pieces. You're going to see different classifications. Up top, we've got a broom handle, or blunderbuss. We were talking broom handles earlier. This one here is 454 Cassell. Now that's a monster. It says right on there, Raging Bull, and I'm pretty sure it is. This one here, very unusual piece. This is the Ballard rifle sight. Certainly it's very rare. How rare is it? Not 100% sure. One of my favorites, I've definitely been a Colt 1911 guy since day one. I was weaned on it. This one is a nickel in 45 auto. Again, you know, just a favorite piece, and a Series 70. And I don't think it's ever had, you know, if it's had more than a couple of test rounds through it, that'll be the end of that. It does actually have the original box inside the cabinet somewhere. There's a bunch of DWAT pieces. Again, for the newbies, you gotta look at that and you say, well, what the heck is DWAT? It means it's no longer a firearm. I mean, it's so not a firearm, it's not even an antique. It's just a completely deactivated piece, and you can literally use it as a paperweight on your desk, legal and safe. As you look through here, I think the camera's showing, you got everything. Single action, double action, Luger, older pieces, newer pieces. Revolvers. I'm a revolver guy from way back. You know, weaned on PPC. The 6-inch revolver is just something that was, it was just me. It was like part of me, and then it went from there to 1911. And I think I'm kind of stuck back there. As much as I have striker fired stuff myself and so on, I'm still stuck with the, I still gravitate to 1911 and double action revolver. There's a lot of great, in fact, some brand new probably. A lot of people do buy firearms, they sit in a collection and they never get touched. Here's a Henry 22. There's actually a few Ruger 1022s in the sale. There's that one. Different configurations, of course. Over and under shotgun if you're going to go do some skeet and trap and so on, and different gauges, side by side. We're going to come back up this alley, this line here. I'm not even going to remotely talk about everything, but there's Enfields, you know. As you know, there's pump guns. There's older guns, there's newer guns, little 22 plinking gun, non-restricted. There's a fun little plinker. Is that a 1022? No, that's a Browning actually. This is 17 HMR. Very popular varmint gun there. I'm not a varmint hunter, but if you are, that's a great one there. Oh, I know one that I was going to show that's actually kind of fun. Is right here, because this one's got a thumb trigger. Little thumb trigger on that one. How cute is that? You're not allowed to say that at a gun sale either. How cool is that? There's pro-hip stuff. You know, the government doesn't want us to have certain pieces, so you got a 12.5 here. And there's a couple of them on the AK. I think there's a couple in the sale. There's one right there. There's an AR that's restricted so far. A nice little M1 here. Remember I talked about stuff that just came in the mail. You know, some of it is, or I shouldn't say just in the mail. There's stuff that came in the mail today, and there's also stuff that was delivered to us today. And stuff that's not even on display here. But as an example, just came in the mail from BC today. Python 357 stainless, very desirable piece. There it is there in the Colt. You just don't see them that often, to be honest with you. And 1022 here, Marlin lever gun. This one, M77 in 300. Nice piece on the Beretta. There's a fun little plinker. I'd have some fun with that one. This is 9mm Beretta. Fun stuff, and again, not in the catalog yet. This is what I mean about don't print the catalog when it says draft on it, because I'll bet you between today and viewing day, we add 100 lots to the sale. You know, between miscellaneous and of course you're not seeing any of the miscellaneous in this video. Between miscellaneous and firearms, you're going to see, you know, maybe 100 is an exaggeration, but it's going to be quite a few. Stevens rifles, we talked about the handguns earlier on. I better sort of just rush things along and give you a bit of an overview of what we have for the sale. You know, look at the octagonal barrel on that thing. That is just fantastic on the Stevens 3220. Most of it, if not all of the Stevens in the sale, I shouldn't say it would never be all, but certainly most of it from one collection in Saskatchewan. Came to us quite a while ago. Nice selection of lever guns. Nice selection of new guns back here, probably new anyhow. You know, the Mini 14 might have been used, but still the factory box there and so on. If it's been used, it certainly wasn't very much. On the Winchester in 3855, I bet that's never had a round through it. This is a sticker on the tube. These ones have probably never even had the bolts in them yet. In fact, one of them, we won't go down the back alley, I don't think, so we're going to backtrack. I mean, this Model 70 is in 416 Remington Magnum. I don't think it's ever had a round through it. Bolts over there. If that's had a round through it, it's, you know, test. You know how, you know, people will buy something, put 1 or 2 rounds through it. That might be it, the end of it. So nice little 22 pumps. Lots of lever guns again. This is going to be essentially the order. I think they kind of put them out in order just to get an idea of where we were at with it all. So it'll give you a sense of what the room will look like when you come in on viewing day, but it'll be slightly different. Your mind's eye will be confused because all this stuff will go away and then come back out in addition to the ones that will interject in that are late listings and so on. Then, you know, there's going to be you know, just be a little bit different. Some stuff might be out of order and so on. So I really want to show you a fun one here. Let me just find it. Little side effect of not sort of being pre-organized as we do these videos. We just sort of kind of wing it. But there's a really neat carved French one. Here we go. Take a look. I want you to look at the close-ups in here. The gold inlay, or certainly gilt inlay, the carvings that go on inside there. I know I'm trying to decide what the camera is doing as we do this because we're not sort of pre-planned. And then you've got this face carved into there, and I mean we're talking perfect patina on this piece on the side-by-side 20 gauge. Percussion. I don't imagine you would go out and shoot it. You know, you might load down something and go give it a whirl. But for the most part, you're going to bring it out and play with it. Look at it. It's just adorable. I just admire the detail and so on. It's absolutely fantastic. There's other examples of that type of thing in the sale. Henry Big Boy down here. Again, the miscellaneous and other pieces that are not cataloged yet or didn't bring them out. This I'm not going to promise 100% that it's the numbered box to go with it, but this is an Enfield 22. So on the Long Branch 22, full wood, beautiful condition. Probably been in this box for a long time, if not since brand new. I'm not positive. I don't want to quote myself. You can look in the catalog. 271. It'll say if it is or not. You can see down here we've got an FN, Prohib, Norinco. You know, somehow that one's different than others. Don't even get me started on politics. And there's more pieces, and there'll be a lot more to come. So blah blah blah. I'm rambling on. Wards. If you're somehow connecting to this video and you're not from the website, wardsauctions.com. It will be in the listing below. We are in Canada, so those of you that are in the US or other parts abroad, keep in mind this is, you know, firearms are not the same as shipping a piece of jewelry around the world or so on. It's a whole different game altogether. So it's a Canadian auction in Edmonton, Alberta. August 19th is the sale, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, I think. Could be 9, don't quote me yet, so look at the website for the details. The viewing will be on that Friday, the day before, on the 18th, 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock on that for the viewing, and it's at 11802 145th Street in Edmonton. 451-4549 is the phone number, area code 780. My name is Brad Ward. Call me, call the crew, call the staff. Online bidding will have already started by the time you're seeing this, probably, or at least be almost active, and lots more to add to the sale. So thanks for watching. We'll see you at the sale.